I think mom made from anime. It is. Doesn't have the same guardrails as video games do. Granted, anime is a great that has some family friendly art stories. That is true. Like video games and movies where mom can trust me. Movies with me watching Toy Story, Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, How to Train a Dragon, like Wally or A Bug's Life, even not me wander off into Terminator and you know Matrix territory right away, Godfather territory. Busted at and just like with video games, she could trust that I could play Mario or Zelda game or a Ratchet and Clank or Sackboy Astro Bot now game. Not immediately want her to GTA or Call of Duty. When I grew up, I could probably adapt games like Doom or Soul instead. Which keep in mind those games are pretty much ruined by kids who wander obediently against those guardrails. The reason why, because those guardrails are in place, those were allowed. Anime is a whole different beast. Anime is R rated by default. Only do there are a very large amount of dark anime. In fact, most of them are dark anime, but a majority of them have, exception of Ghibli and Naruto, have some very perverted scenes. Kids anime. I think Avatar: Last Airbender could be somewhat an exception because it wasn't made under American tendencies. Because of that, anime, even if it was like Naruto or Ghibli or Avatar: Last Airbender, even if it was any of those, it had to be banned because mom realized we cannot have little Caleb wandering from those shows like Akira, Neon Justice Evangelion, Attack on Titan, or in this case, and Death Note 2, or in modern days, Kaisen, Slayer, Berserk. Um, what I think of anime, I think of Demon Slayer, Berserk, Zetsu Kaisen, you know, dark anime, Attack on Titan, Death Note, um, Tokyo Gal. That's that she was worried about me wandering into, instead of, and because she didn't really, because there was no guardrails, and because there was literally no guardrail, and because most of the kids anime also had some pretty perverted scene, it's restricted to only watching Pokemon and other kids shows like Sonic, Zelda, or even a Kirby show. Because of that, I was pretty much restricted in what anime I could watch until I was 18. I was finally able to watch one, Pin the Third Ghost. Because of that, I have to canonize Lupin the Third Ghost now. And now I have to watch the prequel show when it finally comes out. And I also think of like Dan Da Dan. I do not think of Sailor Moon. I do not think of like a fairy tale. I do not think of like. I've never seen Sailor Moon or Fairy Tale, so granted, I don't really have a say in those two storylines. I don't even know who the characters are in Fairy Tale or what the plot is. Yeah, that's how bad it is. That show. That's the problem, right? I know about my own story that I want to create. Astro Victoria than anything fairy tale. Will say this, I will be willing to get into anime right now. Under the condition that anime fans respect and understand why my mom banned me. Because she knew there were no guardrails, no actual meaningful guardrails. There was no way for me to stop me from going from Dragon Ball Z to Tokyo to Death Note immediately. From Naruto to Berserk. He didn't want that. Now there are checks and balances in place, like an actual age rating guidelines on Crunchyroll. Just thanks to Sony for actually doing that. Thank goodness. But I think we need more. We need a, and I don't think we need a ban on anime. All anime needs to go under the same reviews for MPAA, for the TV, for the movies, the same like reviews. All of them need to go under the same American review as the TV Ratings Association. It makes stuff like TVY7, TV PG, TV14, and TVMA. That way, there will be even more guardrails so that parents know what stories they can give their children, not having to rely on anime super fan, just mom was not willing to do. Yeah.